Welcome back. In the last video I mentioned that I would paint some leaves and show you how I do that. And I said there would be lots of time for that, but I found that this is a really good spot to do this. I can reach it well as I'm videotaping, so I will do that next. The way I do leaves, most of the things in a detailed painting like this, is usually I start with the dark colors and outline things and then put the lighter colors in later and do some blending. So I've set up my palette here. I have a little bit of water off to the side here for dipping my brush and a larger jar off to the side as well for washing the brush between when I switch colors or need to make a lighter color. So what I've done is I've taken some Perylene Maroon, and there's a couple other colors in here. I have some green if I want to make it a little bit darker. I always keep Scarlet Lake, which is a beautiful red color, handy, and this is great for changing the tone a little more to red when it needs to be, because some of these leaves have red in it. So I'm painting a spot on my painting here. Got some nice leaves, and what I'm doing is I'm painting in the darker areas first that needs to be painted in, and then I usually outline them a little bit with a really thin line of black, and then I can use this as a guide. So taking some Perylene Maroon, mixing a little bit of green here to darken it. It's almost a black color, very dark color, and I will just gently, a little bit more water on this, so just gently outline the leaf like this. And there's a line in the middle of the leaf. The type of leaf this is has a line in the middle. So I keep an eye on my painting. And I also notice there are some really light spots on the leaves, so I have to be careful of that. So I know the top of this leaf here, which I can see in the photograph, is really white because of the reflection. So what I do is I usually find out where the end of that is. I'm going to lighten my color a little bit here now. So I find out where the end of that is, and I'll just pull the color this way. This is going to be darker down here. I know that. And I'll just paint right to the end there. And then I will just get water on my brush, and I'll wet the tip of the leaf. This is not totally white, it's just a little bit. And then I will gently make this into a gradient here, like this. And now you get the illusion of a reflection. Same thing on this side of the leaf. And just get some water, wet the top, just gently blend it a little bit. And this gives the illusion of a rounded leaf, so that it goes from really light to dark with a gentle gradient. I'll just blend it back and forth. Now in watercolor you could wet the whole area, put some water on one side and just let it naturally blend with the way the watercolor will bleed, but what I find with that is a little bit less control. So I'd like more control if I want it to look like a really nice round leaf. Now there's a leaf here that is mostly white, so what I'll do here is, again, I will start with the darker color. So I know it's darker right next to this leaf here, which I already have a little bit of really dark color in there. So I'll start off right next to the edge, like this. And I will gently up to where the reflection ends. But I will lighten the color. So I'll go up to here. Just gently pull this back. And then I will wet the top of the leaf. And I'll just gently blend it like this. You don't want to leave it totally white. You want to have a little bit of color in there. And now, you'll notice in the leaf, when you look at the photograph, if you could see this, that there are little veins in the leaf. So what I do then, after it's fairly dry, I will take a very thin line and I'll put in some of these. And that really gives the illusion of veins in the leaf. And so down here is a little bit of lighter color. So this one I've done earlier. It's really dark, so now I will take a nice light color, kind of reddish, and I will just go over this. This is called layering. The color right now looks a little bit muted, so I will take my Scarlet Lake, which I keep handy, and I'll mix it to a good consistency here, and I will just go over this, and that gives it a nice red look.